All right, so welcome to another episode of Ghetto Antiques Roadshow. And I really anticipated this one. This I saw on eBay. Now, I don't know. It could be one of two things. It could be absolute shit, or it could be a treasure. And we're going to find out right now. So the eBay seller said that this was a World War II silver cigarette case. But I'm thinking it might not be a cigarette case. So let's get it open and check it out. If it's not the cigarette case and what I think it might be, I'll be much happier because I paid too much money for it. Alright, so I paid like 50 something dollars for it, and then with shipping and tax, it came out to like 76 bucks. So this could be either a bust or it could be a good thing. And I'm hoping it's the good thing. If it's not, I might just break even on this. And at least I hope to break even. All right, so let's see. The seller packed it very nicely. And apparently this is supposed to be sterling silver. And yowzers. This is blacker than I thought. It's so black. Look at this. It's black as the ace of spades. And, okay, so far is it silver. And what is it? I don't know. They said it was a cigarette case, but I was hoping this was what's known as a Victorian calling card case, and or known as a visiting card case. So let's do investigation and learn something. So let us look for markings. Do we have markings? Let's zoom in if we can do so. And this camera sucks. It sucks shiz. And I think I see 925 and a logo. Let's check that out. 925, something to the left of the 925. And focus, enhance. Wow, this camera is absolute shiz. I do see a 925 with something to the left of it. Any more markings? And I do see markings. Wait, hold on. Let's zoom back out because this camera totally sucks. And some other kind of markings inside. Let's try to get a better focus on this. I don't know. Alright guys, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to clean this up and look for more markings. And actually the inside looks pretty clean. Could it be a World War II cigarette case? I'm going to do a little investigation on the marks and try to see what we have here. Alright, let's go into an intermission. I'm losing my temper. It has a monogram and my dogs are video bombing. I'm going to clean this with silver polish, and then maybe we'll be able to see markings better. Let's do that. Now look at it before, and in a second, you'll see it after. Oh my God, this was the blackest, filthiest piece of silver I've ever cleaned before. Look at this. A little Simichrone will do you good. And a denture brush, and a silver polishing cloth, and voila. Alright, here's the item. It was $59.99, and with shipping and everything, yeah, it sort of sucks. Okay, let's check out the seller's listing. World War II, vintage World War II soldier cigarette case box, sterling silver, engraved WB. And look how black it was in the pictures. I really couldn't tell very much from the pictures. So let's blow them up. And actually, it won't let me blow them up. Yeah, look how black that was. I took a chance on this. And as you can see, that's how blurry the picture was on the mark. So, all right. I'm going to continue to try to figure out this mystery. Try to find out what the heck we have here. Oh, and not to toot my own horn. Look at the difference. This was the before, and that's the after. Wowzer. Right? Look at that. That is really spectacular. A huge difference. Wow. How beautiful this is. Now, I'm not disappointed about what I paid for it. It is just too stunning to actually be disappointed. And we got initials WSB. And this gorgeous, gorgeous design. Look at this. Now, I looked close up with the magnifying glass, and this was all hand cut. Or whatever you want to call it. Hand carved. Hand Forged? I don't know, but this was all by hand. You could see this wasn't machine pressed. So that could give us an actual idea of the age, although I'm no expert. And I do not know if this is a Victorian calling card case, which I have quite a bit of them in my collection, or a cigarette case. I do not know the age. I don't know whether it's Victorian, Edwardian, or mid 20th century. Perhaps maybe even it is a World War II cigarette case. I guess we'll never know. Now my guess is it's possibly American, since it's marked with 925 inside of it. Generally, it's easier to tell if it's like English silver, but the markings are really not very clear. You can see them inside there as well. Probably American, possibly European, don't know. But I'm going to do an experiment. I'm going to see if cigarettes actually do fit in here. And then I'm going to do an experiment, and I'm going to put some calling cards in here and see if that works. All right, so we're going to do our little test with the cigarettes. Now, I can't find my antique calling cards, so I guess that experiment is out. All right, let's check this out and see if the cigarettes go inside. All right, so let's place this down here next to my plant. And, okay, so standard cigarettes with filters. Now, I don't even know if they had filters when this was made on cigarettes. These are, by the way, homemade. I made these myself to save money because New York charges like, oh my God, they charge like $12, $13 a pack. And it cost me $1.25 to make my own. All right, let's check this out. Oh, shiz. All right, hold on. Did they get smashed? Hold on here. Hold on. And focus. Well, I don't know. No, when I went to push the top down, the cigarettes actually, like I felt resistance. So let's check. Is the top smashed? Yes. So unless these didn't have filters at the time of the making of this case, like they didn't have filters on cigarettes, so that would give it like the Edwardian time frame or around the Spanish-American War. Yeah, I'm guessing that this is probably a calling card case. Interesting. Here's another sure way to tell. Generally, a cigarette box, you could fit 2 cigarettes, you know, side by side, and there's still room here. Let's check that out. You see this? Yep. This wouldn't be a cigarette case. It reminds me of those Hollywood things. Okay, it could be, in a pinch, used as a cigarette case. But then again, I'm guessing this may be a really cool old antique calling card case. From what date? God only knows. I guess we'll never know. Probably between anywhere between the 1860s to about the 1920s. But let's check out some other cases like this. And here's an idea of basically what these cases looked like. And as you can see, some of them had different types of styles, the way they were hinged, and some of them were similar in, like to mine, I guess, like in the square type of appearance. Some of them had scalloped edges, and some of them were actually laying sideways like that. Some of them even had little chains on them that were attached to a lady's belt. Pretty cool. Let's just, for shits and giggles, check out this one. And here we go. Vintage calling card cases in the history. Calling cards and business cards of all kinds date back centuries, blah, 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 all the way to the Georgian era, in an age when refinement, politeness, and decorum ruled supreme. Don't mind me, I'm having a stroke. Supreme. No, I don't smell hair burning, so that's a good thing. Okay, wait, I can't even read. Holy shit. There were prescribed ways of doing literally absolutely everything, and guides and rule books to social business and visiting etiquette. And yeah, basically etiquette had a lot to say on the subject of cards. And what is a calling card? And essentially, calling cards were invented as a way to identify and introduce people if they were moving around in a polite society. If you think about it, we don't have a very polite society today. We pretty much tell people to go F themselves on Twitter or Twatter or Titter or whatever social media website you go on. And so the idea was that you just barged into someone's house or office unannounced was considered the height of rudeness in the 1800s. You just never shoehorned your way into someone's home or office without announcing yourself. How dare you? I sound like Greta now, don't I? Greta Thunberg. Presenting your card was a way for the occupant, owner, or a businessman to know who was calling upon him or her, or whatever gender you were, even back then, and whether they wanted to accept the call or not. You weren't visiting people, you were calling on them, hence calling cards. Interesting. Almost everybody who could afford them had calling cards. They could be small, large, medium-sized, plain, or incredibly elaborate. At the very least, cards contain the bearer's name. As a card cutting and printing technology improved with the Industrial Revolution, cards became more and more elaborate and might include not only your name, but also your address, any professional courtesy, military, or I'm having a stroke again, aristocratic ranks or titles, your occupation, and by the early 1900s, things like your phone number. Cool beans. It was around this time that the line that once separated calling cards and business cards started becoming more and more blurred, and nowadays they're usually one and the same. In the age before voicemail, emails, paging, calling cards were a way to leave a discreet, neat, polite message if you called on someone and they weren't available. You left your card to show that you have been there. You might even write a message on the back to indicate when you might return. Blah, 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 blah. So again, it was a fixture of polite society. If you were a pauper or of low social status, you were considered trash if you didn't carry calling cards around with you with these fancy dancy little boxes that could have been made of solid gold, silver, like in our case, or even things such as leather and gutta percha. It's like a rubber, vulcanized rubber that was made around the Civil War. I'm trying to think what else. Even porcelain, even like the most amazing materials that you can possibly imagine. But silver and gold and precious metals were for the upper class. And here we go. So they went out of favor when? Around the late 1920s, I'd say. But towards the beginning of the 20th century, it started fading. Politeness, as you notice, every decade, politeness just went down a notch and another notch and another notch and another notch until we have what we have today. So here's an example of a calling card case, not exactly like mine, but fuck you. Me, Gardner, I don't care how to prevent powdery mildew on my squash and cucumbers because I didn't grow them this year. Oh, and what do you want? Ski Mask Andy. Oh, by the way, this guy is a total degenerate. I just like to watch that guy crash and burn just for the fucks and shits and giggles of it. Okay, so basically, so you'd have a case like this. A sterling silver card case from my collection, not my collection, their collection, and I'm jealous. Yeah, very, very jealous. And blah, 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 blah. So basically, by the best example you can afford, between size, the bigger the better, the wider. Yeah, bigger is better. Sorry, guys. And defects, make sure there's no dents, no scratches, no, damage. Any kind of flaws. Yeah, it lowers the price. And who the fuck are you? I don't even know who Today with Julius is. I probably subscribed to him like 10 years ago and forgot about it. Okay, materials. Aha, here we go. Ivory, silver, mother of pearl, tortoiseshell, faux tortoiseshell, abalone shell, or abalone? I don't know. Abalone. I like that word. Abalone. And so they were just basically a fashion accessory also for women. And you probably heard me show you many, 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 many times these card cases and explain over and over and over what I've already explained to you before, and you don't want to see it anymore. And here's some other examples. Mother of pearl. It's a nice. And mother of pearl again, same card case. And silver. Yes, silver. Silver by Tiffany and Company. So what have you learned today, boys and girls? Pretty much, I really don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Excuse my language. I have no idea whatsoever if this is a World War II cigarette case or actually a real, bona fide, hinged calling card case from the Victorian era, Edwardian era, or Regency era. I have no clue whatsoever. Or earliest? Oh God, I'm really having a stroke now. Early 20th century. Have no clue. You can write in the comments below. What do you think? Calling card case? I say yes. Or fancy dancy cigarette case? Oh shit, my hooker glove got stuck on my little box over here. All right, there we go. So that's the boring ass end of my video because it was like boring as, yeah, pretty much boring as watching paint peel off the walls. Yeah. I'm not going to show you the parts where it's peeling already. But there you go. So that's all she wrote. Did I do well on this? I think so. $76 and what was it? 98 cents? Not bad for 90 grams of silver. By the way, I weighed it because I'm a miser bag that way. I just wanted to make sure that it had a good weight to it. Yeah, 90 grams of pure 925 sterling silver. All right, guys. See you all soon. And look how clean it got. You know, it really cleaned up well. Did you see how black it was in the eBay auction? That was a real disaster, wasn't it? This thing looked like a real piece of shit, like a rusty barnacle. Black as the ace of spades, but it cleans up and shines like a new penny. All right, guys, see you all soon. We're going to be doing the next unboxing, possibly, hopefully, tomorrow or the day after. More shit's coming from eBay. I can't help myself. I'm a spend-aholic, and I maxed out my credit card again this month. So long.